Hello everyone, welcome to my page. My name's Amber. Tonight we're gonna do a craft. I think it's gonna be so super cute. It is, I just know it's gonna be adorable. I know it. I can just imagine it in my mind because I can see it in my mind. But tonight we're gonna do this craft. I've not been here in a couple days. We have been so busy with so much going on. And so I've missed you guys, but I'm here tonight to craft with you and hopefully you enjoy this one. I just want to make sure I have like all my parts here. I think so. I don't think I need that one. I do need that. Hello friends, welcome. Hello. It takes Facebook forever to tell anybody anything. And I don't send out a broadcast because, y'all, it's almost 9 o'clock. And I don't really want to send those out, but hopefully some people did get notified. We shall see, but this is going to be lovely. Hello, everyone. So today and yesterday, I've been working on like Black Friday things. And so I'm going to go ahead and tell you that I am working on some really cute, exclusive Black Friday only things. So you're only going to be able to get them on Black Friday, and they are absolutely precious. Precious. You love my shirt? This was part of the mystery teas. And so some of the mystery teas I got for myself because I thought they were super fun. I put this one on the blue because I thought it was cute. I want to say Christmas stuff doesn't have to be Christmas colors, so to speak. So I do other colors besides just like Christmas colors. But I thought this is fun and whimsy. It's super cute. Hello, everyone. Hello. Welcome. So tonight we are doing the Father Christmas craft. You know what's interesting? I'm going to just go ahead and tell you, this is what is absolutely boggling my mind. And one of the reasons why I wanted to craft this, because I feel like for some, it might be intimidating. And for some, maybe they just don't like it. I don't know, but I love this one. But not a single person has ordered this specific kit. And I'm like, but how? How is that even possible? Because I think maybe they need a visual. Maybe they need a visual of this one. So we're going to craft it tonight. And if you want to get this one, I would love for you to check it out. And add it to your decor, because here's the thing about stuff like this. This can be put out for a couple of seasons, a couple of Christmases. It really also makes just a great craft that you can do with, your friends. And it's just really lovely. But we called it Father Christmas. It's an old world Santa style with a long robe. And it's just really cute. And then it came with a different type of stand. And so I decided to make what it almost looks like a cloud. It really does. But I made it to look like it's like a mound of snow so that we can use snow text, I think I left it sitting over there. Shoot. I left it sitting over there, but we're going to use a little bit of snow text on this. So we can add a really fun wintry feel. You love your mystery t-shirt? Well, good. I'm glad. Thank you, you guys. Thank you for being here tonight. It is Friday night. I know that it is, there's a lot of stuff going on the Friday nights with people. And so many people will probably watch the replay. And, but nevertheless, I really do hope that you like this one. And if you are not a person who likes wood cutouts or crafts, maybe the style that we do this one might inspire you, and it might be something that you use the style or technique on something else that you craft. So that's my hope, is that regardless, you'll be inspired. Hello, everyone. So I'm going to go over the colors I'm going to use, and I've pulled a couple of colors because I'm not really sure about the layering of the colors, but I'm willing to give it a try because trial and error helps us learn, right? So I'm going to learn how to make my bells an oldish look. We might go with a rusted look. I'm not really sure. We might go with the gold bells look. I don't really have a lot of gold in my decorations, but I'm willing to compromise just for the look of this. Hello. Thank you for being here. Welcome. What's up, Vicky? Made some snow using glue and baking soda. Yes, you can do that too. I've seen a couple of different things. You're wearing your reindeer on pink from the t-shirt club right now. Carmela, I'm planning on wearing that tomorrow. Got the snowman family. Now our son adopted a dog. I want to add, is there any way I can? Probably not. I mean, you can here's the thing. It's so questionable. It's so questionable. For things like that, we typically don't do stuff like that. We don't do like teensy tiny little add-on things that is just like one piece. And then we typically don't do that. Most of the time, I always tell people that if you go to Etsy or you go find someone who does like little shapes, and there's a bunch of people on Etsy that do like single shapes that you can get one of, and maybe try that, but we typically don't do anything like that. And in some of the designs in particular, I'm not allowed to modify, and some of them I can, but thank you. Hello. We have an angry bot back, so y'all just ignore the angry bot. You know, just ignore the angry bot, and it is what it is. Was not a fan of the pink, but I do love this month's t-shirt. Might be liking pink. See, you got to give it a chance. Did my last craft today. Now I sit and watch for order I made last night. Awesome. I love that. Thank you. Thank you so much. Silver Bell, even maybe you got your t-shirt today and you love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Loving my wood cutouts. Thank you, Gina. I appreciate that. But I want it from you. I know, right? Well, here's the thing, Barb. The best thing for you to do is send me an email. Send me measurements. Send me a concept. Send me whatever the details are. I can look at what it looks like to custom make something. A lot of times custom ordering is not something that we do a lot of, especially during the holidays, because we're so busy. And when it's something being custom made for a single person, we just typically don't do that. But actually use your earrings for add-ons. Yes, you can do that too. Chris, what is up? The one you're wearing looks cute. This was from our mystery t-shirts. So this one's not in the shop, but it is super cute. We might bring some mystery shirts back for Black Friday. You never know. All right, so the one we're doing tonight is called Father Christmas or Old Santa, or I think Michelle called it like long robe or something. I don't know, but it's going to be really cute. So my vision for this is to create a rustic, old world vibe. Okay. So that's where my vision is. And so in order for me to take my vision and bring it to life, I'm going to have to probably do some trial and error things. I'm going to have to try to do some stuff to dig into my thoughts and go, oh, I know how to get this look by doing this technique. So that's one of the things I like to do, is just settle on a style and go with it and then kind of see how it evolves. I would never put you through extra work. I will figure something out. It's not that it's extra work. It's that I don't even know how to explain it. We have like 500 orders right now that we have to fill and process. And I'm in the middle of something completely different for Black Friday. And so being able to schedule in something custom in a timely manner in the middle of all of the craze right now. We have a lot of personalized items that we're doing for like, stocking tags, the Santa hat ornaments. We have hundreds of ornaments that we're cutting right now. And so trying to isolate the time to make something and scale it and make it fit and go back and forth and then try to get it right for something that is going to cost you $6 to get it shipped to you. And then it's a custom item. So by the time we spend our time on it, a lot of times it's just easier to go and get a little dog cutout from someone who already has them like cut, stocked, ready to go, and has their own like way of doing that. So hopefully that makes sense. But anyways, so let's get started on this one. Now I'm going to use the dark wax. You can also, I have not told you this before, I don't think. Maybe I have. If I haven't, I'm going to tell you about it. Let me get it really quick. So one of the things that you can do is add brown paint to your, like Vaseline to petroleum jelly. Essentially what we're going to do is we're going to use this as a stain, a repellent, and to get a old distressed look. So this is going to be our base coat that we prep our surface with that we're going to paint over. If you use regular paint, you can do the same thing too. But if you remember in previous videos that I've done where we do like a chippy look or an aged look, I usually will stain it first, add the Vaseline, and paint the paint over the top, and then we kind of chip it away. I don't really want that much of an aged look for this, but if you don't have this particular wax, you can use Waverly wax, which is this stuff right here. It's Waverly Antique Wax. It's very similar. This is just more of a liquid, and this is more of like a paste. But Vaseline, most everyone has like Vaseline, petroleum jelly, whatever you want to call it, and brown paint. And if you just take you a little bit of this and mix it in a cup, you can make yourself a like a dark wax, okay? So you can improvise with, you know, doing these techniques even if you don't have the products, okay? I love it. I love it. I like the non-traditional colors too. I really do as well. But for this one, I am gonna go more of a traditional aspect with a rustic-esque. Rustic-esque? I don't know, but nevertheless, we're gonna do all the things. Let's see. So I'm gonna take my trusty brush that sometimes when it gets too much, I just create a new one. I'll throw it away and make a new one. But what I did is I took a chip brush and I just cut the bristles off and made it real stubby and coarse and more solid. But you can see that it's seen better days. I probably need a new one, but I'm not going to do it, especially not tonight. So, hello everyone. Welcome. Hello friends. I've been working my tail off. I'll tell you, we have been working double time. We've been working so much, just trying to get everything out the door. Did you ever think of using Vaseline? Did you ever think of using Vaseline? Is the question, why did I ever think of using Vaseline? Back when I painted furniture and I was a furniture painter and I painted a lot of furniture, I did a lot of faux finishes on furniture. And so just a real quick story. I had a couple of customers who really loved the replicated, like old, not even replicated. They like the old chippy doors and the chippy windows, and they love the chippy paint. And so I had some clients that I would paint furniture for, and I would do custom work. I would get their furniture from them, paint it, and give it back to them. And so they would always ask me like, oh, I'm looking for this style. I'm looking for this look. And so a couple of them started to ask for this, you know, really aged, chipped, weathered paint. And I'm like, sure, I could do that. So basically what I did is I took an old piece of furniture, and I would always do this. I would take an old piece of furniture and I would cycle through pieces of furniture, nightstands, things that had like a solid side to them, broken pieces of furniture. And I would try to figure out what items or products I could use to achieve the outcome of how do I get this look. And so one of the things that was suggested, I went to Google and started searching, you know, how do you get a chippy paint look? And so one of the people that I was reading their blog was suggested like candle wax, like use a candle or melt down a candle. And I'm like, melt down a candle? I'm like, well, I don't got a candle I can melt down. Wonder what else I could use. So basically what it was is creating an oil, like something that had an oil in it. And so I'm like, oh, I wonder if I could use this Vaseline I have. I just went hunting through my house looking like, what can I use to create this repellent essentially? So I initially did a terrible job. I painted the whole thing and all of the paint fell off. It didn't stick because I didn't create barriers of like resistance and let it stick in other areas and pull off in others. So the first time I did it, it was terrible. It was absolutely awful. And of course I didn't do it on their furniture. I did it on my own to try to figure out how to get the look. And so I just kept testing and trying and testing and trying. And I could have just went and got a candle. I could have just went and got the things. And I was determined. I'm like, I feel like I can make this work. And so I started using the Vaseline. And what I did is I took a chip brush and I started painting it in a way like the reverse. So if I was to take the reverse and say, okay, if I took a scraper and tried to put everything back, how do I do that in the reverse way? So I'm going to put this Vaseline wherever I want the paint to not be. And that's how I kind of got that. So I kind of worked in a reverse mentality. And then after practicing and practicing, I just got really good at it. And that's how I learned that you can use Vaseline to create waxes. You can tint it. You can use it as a resist. There's a couple of other products that you can use. You can use candles. You can melt down a candle and you can use it, because when you melt down a candle and it starts to harden, it doesn't look as liquidy and jelly as Vaseline does. But as a candle starts to cool and you get that waxiness, that's what made me think about, oh, Vaseline is kind of like that. And so I knew I had that. So that's kind of the backstory about how I just try stuff. I don't know if it's going to work. I try it. If it doesn't work, I know for the next time not to do it. But I always am a firm believer in you never know until you try something. So that's my story. That's why. That's how we got to, this level of understanding. So, but there's so many ways. People have come out with so many different ways that you can do stuff, and lots of tips and tricks and hacks. And I'm a firm believer in all of them. Like, just do whatever it most excites you or gets you the result that you're looking for. So, oh my goodness. Hello, everyone. So I'm just painting this on, kind of streaky like that. And it's got a little bit of a waxiness to it. And this is really pigmented. So I really do like it, and it's not as liquidy as the Waverly wax, and I like that as well. Now some of these parts are going to be covered up, but I'm just going to go ahead and do the whole thing for the sake of making sure I don't miss anything. Hello, Stacy. Hello, everyone. So tonight, just to have dinner talk. Today, my husband had the granddaughters and they went out shopping and they went and, got some stuff. And so he came to the warehouse and me and April were talking about doing the O'Brien potato soup that has like the country gravy mix in it. And we put like rotisserie chicken in there. So I got home about 7 o'clock, which I didn't anticipate being at work until 7 o'clock. But I got home at like 7 o'clock, and my husband had went and got all the stuff to make this potato soup. So I originally found this recipe through Weight Watchers. If you guys are Weight Watcher people, then you probably know all about this recipe. We add rotisserie chicken to it, but it's literally O'Brien potatoes, chicken broth, and country gravy packets. And it's really good. It's so good. And so that's what we had for dinner. So my sister, my husband, and myself were all in the kitchen cooking dinner tonight. And so I told my husband, I said, this is probably one of my absolute most favorites. I am painting the Santa with the long robe. Yes, I am. Were you affected by any part of the flooding there in Georgia? No, we were not. No, but we did, if you're talking about when the hurricane came through, we have a lot of trees that are down. We have a lot of trees. We have a giant branch that's hanging right by our driveway, and I'm afraid when it finally does like fall off, because it's a huge branch and it's just hanging on. All the little pine needles are starting to die off of it. I thought, man, as soon as that sucker falls, it's going to fall on somebody's car. But it's so high up on the tree that we can't get to it. So, and then we've got a lot of, I swear there was a tornado that came through. I'm not kidding when I tell you, I've never heard wind or seen wind like that in all my life. But we have a lot of treetops that are completely snapped off. I wonder what happened if you use shoe polish. Well, here's the thing. I don't have any shoe polish. Otherwise, I would do it. If I could remember to pick some shoe polish up at the store, I would. I may even order some on Amazon just so that we can test it and see how it works. But I don't know what shoe polish is made of. I don't even know that I've ever used it. I've used the stuff like, you know, it's like a bingo dauber. It's the only way I can think to describe it. It's like, it's got the little foam top on it, and then you just like brush it on your shoes, and it's more of like a paint than like a polish. But I do know what you're talking about, and I don't know what it's made of, but I know that the other stuff wouldn't work. Did you get that wax on Amazon? I did. I did. This is my second can. Oh, no, it's my third. In probably 8 years, it's my third can, and I've used it for quite a few projects. Y'all, we've used this a lot recently. And you see how much I still have. Like, this stuff goes a long way. And I've had this one probably 4 years. So it goes pretty far. And I just used, I mean, when I tell you I'm using just a dab, I'm using a dab. It is not cheap, I will say that, but it's worth it to me. I think it's really good. But the equivalent would be Waverly Wax. Who is doing mad faces? It's a bot. It's just it's a robot. We don't have to worry about the robot. All right, let's see. So this is going to get covered. This is going to get covered. This is going to get covered, so I don't have to worry about that. This one I do need to do because it is not going to be covered. It's going to be shown. So a couple of pieces like this, I'm not going to do because there's other pieces that are going to go over it. I'm telling you, you guys are going to like this. You're going to love it. And let's do this one. I'm doing everything. I'm doing everything that's going to be exposed to paint. And I don't know if I'll do the stand. Maybe I will. Maybe I will. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see. Hello, hello, hello. Had cancer surgery on the face. Eyes are swelled. Oh my goodness, girl. And my sister was dying, so I had to make a 15. Oh my gosh. Sandy. Girl. Honey. I am so very sorry. I'm so very sorry to hear that. What am I using? It is Dark Wax by Kilts. It's just a paste wax. Let me go ahead and do this stand. I feel like the Snow Text, I'm not going to be able to distress it, but I'll go ahead and do this, and I'll paint at least the inside of this will be distressed. And then I just use a paper towel to wipe it off. I don't use the baby wipe. So let me do the little hand, the little mitten. And I didn't sand any of this. I just went right in. And then we have these little berries right here. And I think that's it. That be all. This is it. It is Kilt's Dark Sealing Wax. This is it. And it says, for use with chalk style paint, adds character and a vintage look. I don't know where my glasses are. I gotta get a paper towel anyway. Let me find my glasses. Where are my glasses? Where are they? Oh, here they are. Oh, there's a spider web. All right. Let me see. Ooh, these glasses need a little care. Hang on, I'm trying to read to see what it's like made of. It doesn't say anything. It doesn't say what it's made of. I have no idea. No clue. Oh, no clue. You got your shirt and wore it. Thanks for the earrings. They're cute. Oh, you're so welcome. You are so welcome. All right, let's start here and just wipe off the excess. I'm not wiping all of it, but most of it. Off of all of them. Just, you know, if you don't get all of it, it's okay. But I want to leave a little bit behind. Hello, everyone. Happy Friday evening. Hope you guys are doing good. So I worked on, so I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys, we created a page on the shop that's for Black Friday. So you can go and preview like some of the things that are going to be going on for Black Friday. We do have limited quantities of some things because we've only been cutting a certain number of items for specific Black Friday things. Some of them are not even listed yet. They're Black Friday stuff. But I made a new hugger base. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. It's so cute. It's a window. It's a window in a window box, and I think that it's absolutely lovely. Oh my gosh. So that Black Friday special is going to be the window box with 2 exclusive huggers that you're only going to get on Black Friday. And after Black Friday, you'll be able to get the window, but you won't be able to get the 2 huggers that come with it. So we're doing something different. We're trying to create some, you know, just exclusivity and like specials and just some fun, just having fun with stuff. And I'm trying to do it with some more of the like more inexpensive things. And so, is that all of it? Oh, I didn't even need that other paper towel. Okay, so this is basically what I just wiped off of everything. So I didn't use a baby wipe. I am going to use a wipe on my hand. Hello, 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 everyone. New huggers. There is 2 huggers that go with the new base. And I have not gotten to the point of making any new additional huggers. But there will be some new things. I just don't know if there'll be any more than what I've already made. Listen, the countdown is on. I have 12 days. I have 12 days. So I'm working hard, even though I may not be here. I'm working really hard on making some fun stuff. So, all right. So we're going to start with the, let me get some tape. I think the tape's going to help me a lot. So let me get some tape, put some of these things on that are all going to be the same color. So I just want to get a visual of what these items are. So the robe pieces is this one, this one. This is the robe. And then also this. Let me move this here. Hang on. Let me do this and that. All right, then the sleeves, all these things are going to be the same color, so I'm just grouping them together. All right, so I think that's all those pieces. So this is the coat part here. These two are this, the top of the hat, the pieces on the gloves, and that is good. So this is going to be like a creamy color. So I have this burlap or I have fawn. I think I'm going to use burlap. So burlap is got like a brown tone to it. Now I know that it's typically like red and white, and I'm taking it to a different shade by using a burlap color. I really am. I'm trying to do something to not be the typical like, oh, just add white and then distress it. We're going to do a little creaminess, like a beigey taupey color. And we're going to paint it on. And we're probably going to use our scraper. We'll see. The scraper has definitely seen better days, okay? For sure. All right, so we're going to use a brush. Which brush do I want to use? I think maybe we will use this brush right here for these parts here. So I'm going to take, I'm also going to add a little bit of white to my plate. And we'll go over this too. So we're going to add a little bit of beige, this taupey color. And I'm not fully coating my pieces. I wish I could show you. I can't. I'll just pull this off of here. So this is the way that it's looking. So I'm just doing like not full coverage. Okay. Hopefully that makes sense. So I have enough paint like that, just so you guys can see how much paint I have on my brush. I'm just going to scoop up just a little bit more. I'm trying to get like a layered look, like an aged, already kind of been scraped on. Need to add just a little bit more back. Okay, now I'm going to heat this up a little bit. Not only am I drying it, I'm also warming that under wax. So we're going to take our scraper and I'm just going to drag through just a little. To create a little bit of lifting. These are smaller bits, so it looks like this. So I didn't do like I would normally do where I super heavy coat it and then I like really scrape it and flake it off. Didn't do it that way. So we're gonna do it this way. Oh, my hand's getting stuck to it. And you can use sandpaper. You don't have to use a scraper. And I'm using it more like this instead of like that. Which you could do both. So this is the part that's going to go on the top of his hat. kind of like that. All right, so those two are done, or those three. We're gonna do the mittens, like the little furries on the mittens. Okay, let's get this one. It's a little harder to do when it's taped down. And then I'm gonna do this piece right here. I need to heat this back up. It kind of cooled on me. All right, let's. I'll just hold this up so you guys can see it. I've already pulled this one off. So now you can kind of see how this is the color burlap and how I distressed it, okay? Now we're gonna take a little bit of white, okay, with that burlap. I'm really trying to tone this down. I don't want a stark white. I just want a definite shade lighter than this. And then normally what I do is I take over to the side and I knock most of the color off. And then you can just kind of go over the top. Just like that. So now you're just gonna coat it with a little bit of that white. So that one, let's come back over here. I'm gonna go ahead and just do all of them really quick. We can knock it out. So this is gonna give us that rustic-esque layering that I was looking for. That old layered aging. And so I scoop a little on my brush like that, and then I work it into like I just pull it along the bristles and then just drag over the top. And now our pieces are coated with our whitewash. So we waxed it, we chipped it, we added burlap, we added that aging, the dinginess, and now we have added that whitewash layer, sort of. All right, I'm gonna go around really quick and just do the edges. Just kind of lightly, not a lot, just give it a little weathered look with that burlap. And then I'm going to set these aside. Those are basically done. I'm not going to do anything else to them. I'm not even going to sand them, which is very interesting because normally I sand pretty much everything. But I like the way that this looks. Hello, everyone. I like it too. I think that the thing about different looks and styles is that you just kind of have to figure out, well, how do I get from this to this? And what method would I use if I wanted it to have this specific look? And so this is the way that I'm just doing it. So I'm just going to go over these fairly quickly. Some of these edges will be covered. Some of them won't. But I don't want the dark to show on this. Normally, I don't really care if it does. But for this one, I'm going to just lightly go over the edges because I can still match that weathered on the top around the sides and kind of make it flow. All right, let's do this last one. I think I'll probably need that tape again. And we're going to do our tree. next, I think. Possibly. All right, so there is the center of the robe. All right, so then we have this tree here, and you can see where the glove is. Something goes over this, so we can actually paint into this area and it won't be that big of a deal. But I do want to clean my brush, so I'm going to put some water in this bowl. And I'm just going to try to rinse out my brush the best I can and use a wipe. We just don't want any of that lighter color in there to dilute this down. And I'm trying to save the red for last. All right, so the green I've picked is light avocado. Finally finished your wagon base and your wheelbarrow, but was it an incident with the wheelbarrow? What did you do? What did you do? I'm gonna need to order an, oh Lord. I don't know what you did. I don't know what you did, but that sounds like the incident was interesting. All right, so I'm just gonna scoop up some of this green, and this is already dry. So I'm just gonna put my brush, I'm just gonna coat my brush with this green, and that is that light avocado. And I'm gonna go over our tree kind of the same way I did everything else. Very light coat. Gonna heat it up. And I'm just gonna go down to the base. And then I'm gonna wipe that back. That way I don't have to worry about getting it perfect. So now our tree looks like that. Isn't that pretty? That is, look at this. Look at the colors. I'm loving it. I'm absolutely in love. All right, so I'm gonna heat this up. While also drying it at the same time. And I'm just gonna scratch through with my scraper. I'm not going to do a whole lot. Just a little bit. I'm gonna focus on the edges. Trying to make it look kind of like that. Maybe a little bit more. Kind of over there. I am going to do a light coat of white. Just to kind of feather it. All right, so now there is our tree. It's looking kind of aged. All right, we're going to take that green. Same thing with the white, just scoop a little bit, and we're gonna make a lighter green. So you can see the two greens. And I just am using one brush. So I'm gonna just take this through, and I'm going to just dip through like the edges, really kind of subtle, like it's got like snow bits on it, you know, just little snow collections, and just kind of go over it. And then remember that that hand is going to go over that one area. And I'm just going to come up the side, and I chose to not do the white, and I did just a lighter shade of green. So now we've got our tree looks like so. I am going to do just a little, that was too much. That's okay. If you get too much, just take your scraper, knock it back just a little bit. And then you can kind of go back over it. So just so we can have a visual, let's get our old world Father Christmas. Set it down here. So our tree goes like so. This is our part of our coat. So it goes over like this. We still have to do our trunk. This goes at the bottom here. This goes at the bottom here. And I just wanted to like show you how this looks so far. So this is the look of like that rustic-esque, old world, kind of layered, chippy but not chippy, aged but not quite like so profusely aged, but just a really fun look. Okay, so this is where I'm at so far. So you can kind of see how, even though that's the burlap color, it's got that lighter color over the top of it, it actually doesn't look so stark white. It blends a little bit better. Okay, so now we've got that. So we've got our tree, our little furries for our mittens. I want to go ahead and do the face because the face is warm beige. It's that peachy, I just got the cream on my hand. It's that peachy kind of color. And I'm gonna clean out my brush and use this warm beige. I don't have a sink out here, so I kind of have to DIY my own brush cleaning with a little bowl of water. It works pretty good though. Yes, it does. All right, so we're gonna do the old world Santa's face. Father Christmas. I'm just gonna do it like that. And I'm gonna dry it. I definitely feel like it needs to have a little bit more, so I'm just gonna go right back over it again. A little tiny bit, just like a dry brush over the top of that. So it's, let me just pull this off so you can see. See how I just kind of did that? It's a bot, yes. The bot is here. All right. Thank you, Brenda, I appreciate that. I've been painting for a really long time. I'm not the best painter, but I do practice a lot. All right, now let's take and scrape this. Just a little. That's probably too much. That is definitely too much. Let's add that back because we got to put eyes in there. I don't know that I'm loving that. But I think we can match how it looks by adding our paint back. Definitely needs a little love. All right, I'm just gonna leave it like that, how it's kind of got a couple different layers on it. All right, let's clean this. All right, the next thing we're gonna do is use white. So white is gonna be for the beard, the mustache, and the base for the snow. So we've got our brush clean again. Like I said, we're gonna do the red last. All right, so this is our beard, this is our mustache, And this is our base. The rest of this stuff is not white. So we're gonna just focus on these pieces right here. Are you doing his long coat in the burgundy? I'm using Tuscan red. I'm using Tuscan red. All right, so I've now got a couple different colors on here, and so I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna be able to keep it safe here with the white, but I'm gonna try. So I'm gonna go ahead and add some white here. And I'm gonna take my brush and I'm just gonna work it like so. All right, and then just like I did before, I'm just gonna drag through and I'm gonna go the length of this. And I'm not gonna do like full coverage, just kind of light. Just like that. I'm gonna go ahead and do the sides because I don't want to have to come back and do that after it's dry. That's gonna get covered. This side's probably also gonna be covered, but just in case, I'm gonna go ahead and do it. Sometimes it helps to come from the back side. All right, that's what the beard looks like so far. Okay, pull my fingers off of there. And we're gonna do the mustache. Real messy like. There is actually little bits in my paint. No fun. All right, so my mustache looks like that. Go ahead and go around the edges. Go around the top. Hold it on the ends because I feel like I'm not quite getting it. And then right up under there. All right, now the stand. So the stand, this is how the stand, it goes like this. So he sits on it facing forward. So we're gonna go the width. No, let's go forward to back. Let's go front to back. We're just gonna do sloppy. This is where you don't even have to be really good. You just have to layer. It's a great technique to practice on. And just keep going over it. And I think everybody does theirs different, like the way that they paint things. It's kind of different for everyone. I just have my own way that I like to do stuff. So it looks like that. I feel like it could use a little bit extra right through there. Now I'm planning on adding snow text. I might change my mind. Let me go ahead and drag through this one. Probably let this one set too long. That's all right. Edges. Oh, no! It's okay. It's okay. Don't freak out. It's what happens when you get little bits in your paint and it catches on your tool that's not clean. You get those little... Not cool, but I can fix it. So if you ever go to paint over something and you feel like you painted it and it's very definite that you just touched that up, if you just work your finger over across the top of it and try to like smudge out the most that you can and then just keep going over the little spot, you can most of the time get it to blend out pretty good. And it's there, it's noticeable, but it's not as noticeable that you just did a little, you know, paint patching. And then you can kind of add a little bit somewhere else. I'm going to leave it like so because I feel like this is the best I got with this one, which is fine. It still goes with the style. All right, I do want to sand off the edges just to make sure. Y'all, there's so much paint on this. I just don't know if I'm going to be able to get it all off. Everything is fixable except your wheelbarrow. I mean, did you break it? Because I broke stuff before and I've been able to like fix it. Do it like I was doing it before. I might need to get my other scraper. So we're going to do a little bit of the reverse on this one. I really want his beard to be super distressed. And his mustache. So I'm really scraping it up. I'm doing a lot of like long, so hopefully to mimic like what could be hair. I don't know for sure. We're gonna see. Definitely need some help right there. All right, so I scraped it kind of like that. Very chippy, kind of aged look. And I want to see if when I put this up here and I stick that there mustache on top, does it look kind of like a beard? Yes, it does. Okay. Goal achieved. Now we got to do the mustache. It's hard to get this look with a brush. You threw it across the room? No way. The heck? Why'd you throw it across the room? Sorry, I got white paint on this from my brush. It's all right. All right, let's go ahead. Scrape away. So we have a center here. So I just scratched the center. And now I'm just going to follow just like we did with the beard. And scrape that direction. And we're going to do it on this side. I think I might have forgotten. No, I didn't. I remembered. All right, here's our mustache. It's looking so good. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Look at his mustache and his beard. Oh my gosh. Let's put our tree up there. Let's see what we got going. I love, love, love to do like a progress check. I love a progress report. Like, how's it working out for us? I think it's looking fantastic. It's exactly what I envisioned in my mind. Except for the stand. The stand could see better days, you know. It's all good. It's all good. All right, so we've got to do the robe still. We've done our white pieces. So our stand was white, our beard was white, our mustache is white, and I think all of our lighter colors with the exception of the, oh, we forgot to do the green on our little, okay, let me go back, let me go back because I almost forgot. I missed it. I did. We can do it though. We got this. Let me get my green. We got this. Just going to do a little dab on my brush. And we're going to drag through. Those little berries are going to cover this up. And we're going to do our edges. Not quite full coverage. Let's try it. Then we're going to do a little scratch, just a tiny bit. Just a smidge. Oh, no, we're not doing just a smidge. Need to be gentle. Gentler. I also think I heated it up too much. There we go. It's a little flaky, but there's our little green. Okay, let's do a little light green over the top. Just a brushing. Just a brushing. Just like that. Just a little bit. Okay. All right, back to cleaning out the brush. All right, we might use a different brush for the rest of this because I'm going to use red and I don't want to get red in this one. So let's use hang on, I know there's a brush in here. That's an angled. Let's use this one because this one's been used quite a bit. I'll use that one for the red. All right, so now we're going to focus on doing the red. So these are red. The berry is red. The bells are not red. And then the hat, and then the shoulder, the body, this arm, all of this is going to be red. So for the most part, everything is covered, so we can just do the whole thing red, which is just going to help us, you know, stay in the lines a little bit better. I'm going to get a different plate for this because that one is got quite a few colors on it that I don't want the red to get mixed in with. So we're going to do Tuscan red. Oh, let me mix it again. It's a lot better. Very chunky though. This one's goopy. scoopy. Smells like nail polish remover. I think maybe this one might be expired. It's also really watery. Okay, I'm gonna go with it, even though I feel like maybe it's probably not good to use it. I'm gonna use it anyways. All right, so we're gonna start with the top of the hat, and we're just going to cover, after I pick out that, I'm just gonna cover the top of it. And then we will come back to that. So there's the top of the hat. Now we're just gonna do basically the rest of this. Time to retire that one. It smells like nail polish remover. It smells like not the other paints do. Yeah, these don't smell at all. And this white is really old. This one is just, and it's brand new. I just got this one. It's weird because I was running out. Okay, so under the beard, do you see how there's little voids there? We need to focus on making sure that those are covered as we go down. I just want to do light coats. And I'm scooping so you can see how I don't have a whole lot here, and then I'll just go and get some and then I'll scoop. And I've got quite a bit on my brush still. And I'm gonna go all the way down now because I'm past the length here, and now I just need to follow through with the stroke of my brush. All the way down. Scoop some more. God, it smells so bad. It smells so bad. Now, like I said, a lot of this is going to get covered, so I'm not going to worry about it. And then we're going to go the length again, so all the way down. So we're going to scrape this too. So very streaky. Super streaky. It's gonna be so good. Okay. Now let's do the, while that dries, let's do the gloves. So I'm gonna do one way, and then I'm gonna come back and go the other way. Do one way, and then the other way. Do the berries. It's really a light coat. Okay, I'm not gonna rinse this off because I'm not sure if I have to come back to it. I don't want to dilute it down, so I'm gonna go ahead and start drying. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. That's not what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna come around the sides. I almost forgot about that. Won't be super noticeable, but it'll be painted at least. It'll have that red hue. Let's do sides. Not that. Let's come up the shoulder. This shoulder. Down that side. And then the top. Let's get that. Is this going to be so cute? Look at how it's drying already. It just looks so good. All right. I like it, even if no one else does. It's exactly what I was looking for. So at this point, you can leave your Santa, and I'll show you like the beard over the top of it. Like if you left it more solid, it didn't all have to be the same kind of distressing. I want a little bit, but you know, not exactly the same. But I just want it to be, I want it to go. I want it to kind of go with the flow. So I'm just going to chip away just a little. And I'll show you that sleeve. So this is the sleeve that I just did. And now I'm going to do the shoulder a little bit, not too much. And we're going to come down this sleeve. Come right up to that. This arm has the tree. Now let's do the hat. Now you can get this look with the sander, but you just can really concentrate when you use a scraper. Just really barely got gliding over this, so it just kind of flakes off. Because I'm telling you, this is going to lift away if I did it too much pressure. So the hat, the arms, and now we're going to do the long part of the robe. Oh, and then the little center part here. Just a little bit. All right, so I'm going to flip this so I can come the long way. So remember, I said I was going for an old world, rustic-esque, distressed, aged, not necessarily a super chippy, but definitely weathered. I'm trying to get it to come up from underneath that furriness. And like right there. So this side is now kind of aged, not too much. Okay, so we're gonna follow the flow. Now, remember, you have, there's a piece of twine that can go through here where the bells hang. That's what's the character of this. It makes it so cute. You can't probably see it, but I am scraping away the layer that's just kind of sitting on top. It is kind of like nails on a chalkboard though. All right, I think we got it. So let's lay our pieces on and let's see what we got. We got the top. Let's get our little hat here. Oh, I gotta do this. Y'all, I have to come back and do the sides. I missed that part. I missed that part. I missed it. See, this goes up to here, and then you have your ruffly bit, and then you've got the around the face. So the hair has to come down up underneath that. Okay, then we've got our hat, which I'll go ahead and... Does that paint on my beard? Of course it is. All right. We've got to do the bottom. So let's do this across here. Just like so. If you see anything, just scrape away. When you're doing these finishes, it's really forgiving. It really, truly is. Okay, so we gotta just do his face there. Oh, we gotta do the hands. Let's put this down here so we can kind of see how it's coming together, so you can kind of get an idea of how it looks. Do you see how it's so good? I love it. I just love it. Definitely what I was looking for. All right, let me finish my little mittens here. We're just gonna match those just a little. Not a lot, just a little. There's one. Let's get the other. And I'm just kind of going around. Telling you, that wax really helps this to just kind of glide off of here. If you try to just do this with regular, like a coat of paint, you're not going to get a very good result. You definitely need something to kind of create that little bit of a barrier, but it's not so much like the candle wax would be or Vaseline. It's just kind of subtle. So there is our little hands. So far, we have Santa looking like this, okay? Or Father Christmas. All right, let me fix the face because I feel like I definitely need to fix that. Let me get a brush that's smaller and just really focus on that spot. Let's do that right here. So I'm gonna dump these off and I'm gonna try to focus on this. So that was white, the white. All right, so this white right here, really soft brush through. You can't miss it. And then kind of come through this way. Definitely get it like along there. Along here. I don't know how I missed that part. All right, so just like that. It's lovely. I have not seen any other comments, you guys. So either y'all are really quiet or Facebook is freezing up. But thank you, Robin. I appreciate that. All right, let's clean out that so we can keep that brush for another project. Okay. So again, you can try the petroleum jelly, you can try candles, you can use the Kilt wax, you can use the Waverly wax, you can use some sort of something that has a barrier that isn't just paint. Let's see, what else? Oh, we need to dry that so we can scrape it a little. All right. There we go. Gotta add back a little bit. Got a little crazy there. All right, let's see what it looks like. Yes. Yes. So good. So good. All right, now we need to do our bells. Now this is where I'm not really sure about the bells. Where's that berry? What did I do with that berry? There it is. Let me do the little berries really quick. And those will get glued onto that over there. So the bells, I had pulled this antique gold and this traditional burnt sienna to kind of try to like paint them gold and age them up just a little bit. I don't know how it's going to turn out. I'm going to try and see what happens. I am going to use the same brush that we were just using with the antique gold. Like I said, I don't know how it's going to go. We will see. And I'm just going to use my paper here. And I'm just going to go the length of this, or the width. So I'm just going to dust over the top. Just like that. So you can kind of see how the bell is starting to look. So I definitely want it to be aged. Just lightly coating. My thought was to take that sienna color and kind of dabble it around. You could also probably use cinnamon, like to create like a rusted. I really like this though. All right, so while this is here, let's take that sienna color. And it kind of looks like that. It looks burgundy on the camera, but I don't think that it's more of like a rich orangey brown. And I'm going to mix it with that yellow. And I'm just going to kind of go over the top and sides. And then around the bottom, just a little. To create like a little, something's chipped away and it's starting to erode. Maybe it's that imagination you gotta have. All right, come back. So we got that one. All right, dip right back in there. And I'm still mixing it with that yellow that's on my brush. This one's got a little bit extra. Just go through the middle. All right. And now we're going to take the same brush. I'm going to put this lid on here. And momentarily, just give me a second. Where does this go? Where does this? Oh, this is over here. So I'm going to take the same brush and put it in the wax here in just a second. Let me dry this. I'm going to do a little scraping, and then I'm going to get the wax that we've been using, and I'm going to add a little aging to it. I mean, they're bells. They should be more worn in certain areas. All right, so my bells look like this now. Like I said, you can make them rusty. They all three kind of have a different look, but they all three kind of go with each other. Okay, so now with that same paint on there, this is where you just have to experiment, use your imagination. When you're painting things, take your brush with a little bit of whatever's on there, okay, that paint, and dip into, I'm going to go into my wax, and I'm just going to kind of go along the middle of where my bell is, got that slot, and then kind of towards the bottom. And I'm just barely kind of dipping into it because I don't want a whole lot. And then I'm going to just come along the top. Let me do a little bit more so I can show you what I mean. So I'm going to hold one next to the other so you can see, like this one here, it would be my right hand side. I added the wax to. This one I haven't done anything yet. And you can kind of see where the layers are coming through all the colors. And then how I just kind of gave a little, I don't know, just a little shadowiness. Like they're getting old. And just very lightly floating over it. Just kind of feathering. Just give it a little touch of character. Just have fun with it. They're probably not going to look alike, but they'll look like they came from the same batch. All right, let's do just a smidge more right up here and right through there. All right, and now they look like this. They really look good. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, so those are done. The only other thing we have to do is our bells. We have to thread them to go on to here, and I'll show you how that's going to go. So let me go ahead and we're going to start putting this together. So I'm going to start gluing, and like I said, I'm not sanding this. I scraped it to give it the look. I'm not sanding anything, so it's going to be out of the norm. Definitely out of the norm. Now you can add the wax, like little wax, you can like wax and age the edges if you want to. It's completely up to you what you want to do. I'm just choosing not to add any additional. If I want to do at the end, I will, but for right now, I just really want to leave it the way that it is. So for this one, it's really important that you get things that line up. So make sure you get it right where it's supposed to go. And then put your beard right up there so it can be drying in within the beard lines. And scooch it over just a smidge, because we have to also put our tree into the spot that it's supposed to be in. And nudge it up where it's supposed to go. Oh, come on. Come on. Just want to make sure that everything's getting glued where it's supposed to go, because your robe piece has to go in that spot right there. So we're gonna glue on the mustache. And this little beard is going just like that. All right, now that I got my mustache going, I just want to double check everything, that we're getting this in the right spot before we glue that. All right, so mustache is in place. And now I'm going to glue this piece on because I don't want it to shift. And then I'll glue in the filling. I'll glue in the middles. Okay, so we're going to take this, stick that back on there, and push this up into where the beard goes. That goes, because these have to go on here in the exact spot also. So let's, and now I can take my tree up and my beard up, and I can glue them back in. So I'm gonna put my beard, come on, come on. It's so gummy. And I just kind of left my tree trunk the natural color of that staining. So stick that up there and put that right in there like so. And now everything is starting to like glue into place. So sometimes these pieces that are like this are a little bit difficult to get back, to get to all line up when there's not really a particular way to know that it goes in a specific spot. So this way, if you just kind of reverse it in a way and like fill in the middle, and like I did, I glued the mustache, then I glued this, but I added this in to make sure that everything is going where it needs to go. Okay, so down at the bottom here, we have these pieces that go here now, and now they line up exactly where they're supposed to go. Go ahead and stick that one there, and that one there. Just making sure everything is where it's supposed to be. Sometimes I like to wiggle the glue around so it'll stick better. Isn't it so good? It's a lot of patience to get the, you know, where we're going, but I really like it. And this, I knew I wanted to do something more like this for this one, and it's just going to be so pretty. It's going to be so lovely. All right, let's do this glove here and the little furry bit. Come on. And that will be this one. Okay, and it just kind of glues right over that outline. And then this one goes right up to it, like so. Okay, so Santa's got the hand on there, which I could do darker over the top of this because it's like his glove, which I probably will. Let me go ahead and do that. Let's just do just a little bit over the top of here. And then kind of come around. I mean, these are working gloves. They've been doing a lot. They've been doing a lot. So do his little glove like so, and then you can kind of smudge that out and just deepen it just a little bit. And I'll do the same over here with this one. Now this other side, I'm going to show you what we're going to do. And there's a little sliver of a piece that I don't want you to throw away if you get this one, because it makes, oh Lord, there it is. Okay. It looks like this. It's just a piece that looks like it may not belong. You need this piece, and you also need this piece. I know what I missed. I missed this. It's okay. I missed it. If you missed it, it's fine. It's not really necessary, but I should have done that. That's why I didn't notice that, but it's all right. It looks fine without it. So the way that this goes is, let me show you. On here, oh, sorry, I'm backwards. There's a spot right here, I don't know if you can see it, where that piece glues, and then there's a blank spot, and then there's where your hand goes. The twine or string goes in between that area, and then you glue your hand on top. So it looks like it's holding the bells. So I'm going to get some twine. I have some twine here. I can't believe I did that. Got some twine. Now in the example, I threaded each one of these and then kind of glued them to each other to make it hang in a certain order. And so you can do it to where they look like so, and you can kind of glue them like that. You can do the twine individually, which is what I'm about to show you, how I did mine. So what I did is I took my twine and I ran it through. I gotta get it just right. I ran it through. Okay, ran it through. I used baker's twine, but I'm using this twine here. I think it just might be too thick. I might have to use baker's twine, but I want to use this. Let me put some glue on here, but I gotta tie it. Let me put some glue. Let me put some glue here. Come on, come on, come on. Okay. So what I did is I took my twine through the front. So I did it through the front, and then I tied a knot, just like a 1/over. And I pulled it like so. And I pulled my twine knot tight, and then I did it like that. And then I cut that little string off the front. So just like so. So now it's gonna hang. Just like that. The baker's twine works a lot better. Maybe we'll use that. Let me go get it. I can't reach it. have the gray and white. Sorry, I'm too short for some things. All right, so we're gonna do it the way I did it. So we're gonna do it not like that. All right, so take, add a little glue. I'm gonna run it through. Tie a knot. This works so much better. Okay. So I took it through, pulled it, and now I just have that little ball part at the top. And so what I did is I took this and I laid it down and I left a long bit and then I cut it. Then I took the next piece. I'm gonna get glue on this one. And I'm gonna do the next one the same way. Tie my knot. I'm gonna do the same exact thing. Oh no, don't come untied, don't come untied. No. Okay. Pull it forward, cut that off. And now you have the next one. And I did the same thing. I left it long and then I cut it. So I'm gonna need another piece because it wasn't quite long enough. All right, now I'm gonna do the third one. And I did these all the same, this exact same way. Oh. Push that through. So I put the knots on the front of all of them. It just laid better for me to do it that way. All right. Third knot, push it through. Cut that off the front. All right, so now we have our little bells. Okay. So now we have our little bells all right now have long strings, but we want to create a tiered look. So I took my tallest one and drew it up. I took my next one and drew it up to there. And then I glued this one on top of this one. So I'm gonna glue this one on top. There. So I glued it on top. And I pulled up my strings. Okay, because we're going to connect them and join them. Then I took these two and I laid them on top of this one to kind of be behind like that. So when I picked it up, I just had to pull this back one up just a smidge. Pull this one up, this one right here. Pull it up just a smidge. And now I have my little cluster of bells that look like that. They all have their own individual strings that hang. And then what I did is I took this, okay. I should have done this first. So let me just lay those there. Try not to pick those up. Right here, we're going to glue that little piece here. And we're going to glue the next piece. And we're going to add some glue right in between. So where that string's going to lay, I put glue there. So I'm going to put this on. Okay. And I'll show you in just a second. I'll put that like so. And then I put this one And then before that dried, I just made sure that when I put my glove over the top, that the underside was hidden. So now where that glue is, that wet glue and that track there, we're gonna take our jingle bells and we're gonna lay them in there however high up we want them to be. On here. Let me just double check that when I pull this up, this is where I want it to go. Okay. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. So now take your little twine, your little strings, tuck them in that groove and just kind of raise them up just a little bit. Okay. You could tie a knot if you want to. I didn't. I just kind of pushed it in to the glue. And then I cut it. So let's make sure that it's gonna dry. So we don't want it to slide out of there. Add a little bit more glue for the top. Okay, I'm going to take my little scissors, my teeny tiny little scissors, and I'm going to cut those. So it's right inside there. So now when he holds it, see how he's holding all of the little bells? Now we're going to glue the hand over the top of that. Across there. Okay, before I do that, I just want you to see one more time, because I'm about to cover it. So see how I just laid all the strings right beside each other. All three of them fit in a row, and I pushed them into the glue. Then I cut off that little top part. Okay. And then I'm going to take my little hand, put it over the top. Before that, I'm going to tuck as best as I can those strings that are kind of hanging there that I missed. I missed them last time, but I have a chance to kind of redo it this time. Okay, I'll put this over the top. You can still see it a little bit. It'll be fine. And then put this over the top of that. Oh, I bet I got these glued on there wrong. I reversed them, y'all. I did. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I did. I got them swapped. Let's not pay attention to that. It's all good. I'll just paint it. It'll be okay. You won't even notice it. All right, let me get me a brush so I can fix that. Not that brush. Let's do this one. Let me throw this away. So I got paint on the bottom. So let me show you what happened. So this one, see how you can kind of see it's that I got my little pieces swapped, but I'm just going to take my paint, my burlap paint, and I'm just going to go around the edge, and I'll just paint it. It'll be fine. It happens. Barely notice it. You can notice it on the side because it doesn't line up, but it's not too bad. All right, let's get this other side over here. I should have noticed it on this side, but I didn't. I really wasn't paying attention. But I can tell. I can tell. It's okay though. It's all right. So now when your little bells, see, now he's holding the bells through his hand. My hand slid just a little bit when I was trying to mess with that, but it's okay. It's not as noticeable as I thought it was going to be. So now we're going to need to give him some eyeballs. And I'm just going to take a marker. You can use paint. You can use a marker. Oh. And I'm just going to give him some eyes. And I'm going to take this color and I'm just going to lightly brush over the top of them so they don't feel so like dark. And now he has two eyes. And then right under that little spot, I'm going to take my red. I'm going to take a little bit of that red off of the brush. I'm going to make a little light color. And I'm just going to do a little pink over the cheeks, right above the little mustache. When I say like right above the mustache, it's like peeking and hiding up under there. And then I'm just going to do like a little like right where the nose would be under the eyes. So do you see how I did that there? Okay. So now I need to attach the berries and the greenery. And you can do yours however you want. You can do it off the side like this. You could do it across and up the front on this side. It's whatever you want to do. There's no rules. I'm going to go ahead and glue the berries on. But y'all, this kit is so cute and there's so many ways you could paint it. You could do it more like the pastel colors. I did more of like the traditional, but a rustic-esque aged look. I just really wanted it to look this way. I felt like the way that it looked, it needed to look this way. All right, let me figure out where I want this to go. Do I want it to go here? I kind of feel like I want it to swoop down. Let's do that. Just gonna let it swoop down from the top. Kind of like that. All right, so we've got our bells. All right, so now I want my bells not to go crazy, so I'm going to glue them into their place. And basically I'm going to glue this over the top of this. I'm going to glue this to the bottom here, and they're all going to be just great. What the heck happened? Let me glue that one back. Come on. Glue this one. Back on there. You push it, get it to stick. All right, and we're gonna add a little glue here. We're gonna stick that on top of there. We can get it to stick on there. And this one's gonna go right up under. Now, if you want yours to stay moving, just don't glue them. I want mine to be kind of fixed. That way they don't go anywhere. So, there's my bells. So it's glued under the hand, and then it's got the knots on the front of the bells, and then I glued the bells to each other. And then I can take that wax and age up my little twine, my little knots. I can give them a little dusting and see that they don't look so stark white. They look a little more aged. That one needs a little bit white. That's better. So now they kind of look like they go. Now this is where you can add the little waxiness if you want to add a little distressing, like right up underneath that beard, because I forgot this piece. You can add a little bit under here. It's really up to you. Add a little over the top. You can add some over this here and here. Kind of down the middle, along the top. You can add some through there. That was too much. Just add little subtle bits. I absolutely love this so much. I can't even stand it. All right, now we need to do our stand. Now our stand, let me put this away, put that back. I don't need that marker. Done with that. All right, the stand, let me show you how it goes. Okay, so it gets glued on top of this one. Let me go ahead and glue it. So I'll have to check my comments here in a second because they're kind of not working if you're even saying anything. Sometimes people are just kind of quiet. I really want to decide if I want to add some snow text to this. I'm not really sure. But I need to do the edges of this because I didn't do that. And there's still wax in this one. I'm just going to keep going around. So this is like a pile of snow or like a little snowy base. You know, it's cute. Now, at this point, you don't have to add this stand. You can just lean this. You can prop it up. You can create a different stand if you want to. You can tuck this somewhere. You can prop it up. You can, like I said, create a different stand on the back altogether if you don't like this one. But I just kind of thought, he's Father Christmas. Although we all know who the real Father of Christmas is. But hey, this could be Jesus. Probably not dressed up like Santa. But you get the idea. All right. Let me go blur out these little edges because I made a mess. All right. So let me see what it looks like. I think I want to add, okay, now that I see it, I think I want to add back, I want to add back some white. Without the, all the little scratchy bits, without too many of them, and just kind of add a little puffy bit of white. I think it's just going to look better. Not really so much a fan of the way it looks right now. This just gives it character. We'll come back. It's like, why'd you do all that? Just cover it up. I mean, sometimes you just got to fix it. Fix it in the end and make it go with the way that you imagine. That's what I'm going to do. I just don't want as many of them. There's just too many for the stand. So I just want to cover up some of it. I want it to be more of like a blurred look. I think it's so cute. And I kind of like it a little bit better. It looks really splotchy on the camera, but it's not really like that. I cannot believe I just did that. I just popped that up. What are you thinking? Pay attention. Pay attention. Pay attention, Amber. It's because it's barely kind of glued on there. It happens. All right, so on the back, so basically what this is this is a little bit chunkier. It's a little bit more open. There's a little bit of wiggle room here. And I wanted there to be a little bit of wiggle room in case you wanted to do something, you know, different with your stand. So essentially what's going to happen is you're going to put this in here and you're going to glue your piece to it. And then you're going to be able to find your positioning, and then you can angle it like see how you have a little twist to it. So you can angle it a little bit this way if you want it to face this way, or if you want it to be facing like this way. You have a little bit so you can glue it in a twist. That way it's not like going straight forward if you don't want it to go straight forward. So I want mine to go straight forward. I almost did it again. I want mine to go straight forward. So I'm gonna add glue to the front of this, but I'm gonna sand this because this glue seems to stick better on these longer bits if you sand them first. So I'm gonna sand mine. Now, like I said, I want mine to be going forward. And I'm gonna stick this in here like so. And I'm going to take my Christmas guy and I'm gonna glue him just like so. Mine tends to get a little crooked. Anytime I do this. So now I have, see how it sticks down just a little bit? Just like that. Okay. Now you can paint the back side of yours. You can paint the sides of this. Now I'm going to take mine and add some glue along the side of this, the front of this, and I'm going to add glue along the bottom of my guy here and on the back. And I'm going to glue him going forward. So mine's going to look forward on our little snow stand. I'm going to let that dry for a second. I'm trying to decide if I want to add the snow text or not. I kind of like it the way it is. Snow text will be so cute though. My stand's a little crooked, but it's okay. Now I'm going to do a little distressing on the bottom. Ah! No! Glue. Stay glued. Stay glued. I'm going to get that brush, my little waxy brush, and I'm just going to come around the edges while I'm holding it. I need to not multitask while it needs to dry. All right, I need to clean those. All right. So stinking adorable. All right, let me see. Let me turn this around. I am so sad I missed this whole piece. I would have been better paying attention. All right, let me go. I think maybe I want to add a little bit. Let's do just a little bit. What do I do with it? Oh my goodness, I cannot see. Okay, I got my little tool here. I don't really have that much left in this one. So let's see what we can do. It's probably going to be too bright. I need to probably dingy it up a little bit. We'll see what we can do. All right. Are you dry? Okay, that's much better. All right, I'm not going to do a whole lot of snow. So I'm going to pick this up and I'm going to hold it. And I'm just going to use my finger to create a little bit. And like dust it along the front. I'm not going to do it as heavy as I normally do. So just kind of like that. Let me scoop out some more of this. And just I'm gonna use my finger. This stuff is so gritty. So just kind of doing it like that. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Scoop it. Add it like that. Try to manipulate it to where it doesn't look like it's so perfect. I think what I'll do is after it kind of dries, I'll add a little like distressing to it. Like it's not such clean snow. I wasn't sure if I wanted to do snow text. But I do think it's really fun. It adds a little bit of texture and dimension. Let's just keep going around. Let's see if we can not break it. I shouldn't have picked it up because I'm gonna have to push it through. Let me just let me do this while it's sitting here, and I'll do the sides here in a second because it's not quite dry in the middle. I don't really even need to do the back, but I'm gonna do it anyways. I have it all in my fingernail. All right, let me pick it up. Just hold it like this. This is definitely something that I would probably do after it's completely like set and dried. Because this is a little bit more challenging to do it while it's drying. Oh my gosh. Almost. Okay. I definitely think I got too much on this side. Okay, let me just set it. I feel like I need to take it out and re-glue it. The snow looks good, but I definitely feel like it's too uniform. Let me just... dribble like larger pieces. I just don't want to do the whole thing. Like right there. Oh, my hair. My hair's getting in there. Definitely do that right there. All right, and then let's do one kind of like in the front. Don't know if I'm gonna love it. Trying to create a flow. Drop that right there. I think this is so cute. It's so lovely. It looks a lot better. Okay, so this one's almost completely empty. All right, let me double check this right here. All right, let me add some glue. To there. There we go. And let me take this glue, spread it out. Let's dry it. I'm gonna flash dry some of this glue. Not the glue, the snow. At least then it will not be as wet. It's what I did to the deer. It definitely needs aging. It's too white. It's not as wet. Okay, I'm just gonna leave this the way that it is. So I did the little snow across the bottom. I almost wish I hadn't done the snow, but it is what it is. I'm gonna leave it. Normally you wouldn't do the snow text like this. I just did the outer edge. I don't want to do the whole base. So I did it like this. So just along the edges, it gives it a little bit of a lip around so it had some character. I just feel like it's too bright white for what we just did to all of this. I really think it is, but I do love this. So there's our little Santa, our little Father Christmas and how we distressed it. And the look I was going for is exactly how it turned out. It just looks so fun. It kind of has a primitive vibe to it, but it also has like a rustic, antique-y, like, if you painted it and then immediately like really heavily sanded it down, this is the look you got. And I think it's lovely, and I did it. The best way I could think to get that look was to use a scraper tool. Thank you, you guys. Thank you. So I have some decorations that I think that this will go really good with. So I've got so much of that gritty stuff into my fingernails. You love this? Well, thank you. All right, let me take her off the stand or off a little tripod. And let me show you this way. But I gotta flip my little camera, so let me do it that way. All right, let's go move him away over here so you can see. I don't think he's gonna fit in this little spot. He's not. But I'm gonna set him down here on the stand. And then I'll show you like how it looks. I feel like I just need to hold it up this way so you can see. Maybe I'm trying to find a better way that it's not so glared. And you can get a better, I just think I need to take a picture of it. And I feel like it's super zoomed, like it's like a bubble, like a fisheye effect, because I feel like I'm so close to it. But this is so cute. This is so good. Let me hold this right here. Let me see if I can. No, I can't. I was going to say, let me see if I could zoom in to show you, but it is what it is. But this looks so good. And I love that I painted the sides of it. But I'm not like thoroughly committed to the snow text. I really, honestly, I'm not convinced that I love that at all. Simply because I feel like it just doesn't go with it. But I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave it. Some of y'all may be like super in love. But look at how fun he is. He's just really cool. Like I said, you can do him so many different ways. I like the look too. I think it's fun. I think it's interesting. I feel like it looks technical. I guess it looks technical. Like it looks like so hard to do, but it's actually really not. You can't mess it up. If I showed you, I messed it up several times. And I just redid it in a couple of areas, and I even glued stuff in the wrong spot. But I really like how it turned out, and I even forgot a piece. Thank you. Andrea, I think what I was going to do is take that brush over the snow text after it does dry. Because when you look at it right now, you can't see the full effect. You cannot see the full effect of this at all. Like maybe there you can. It is so bright white. It just does not look like it goes. It doesn't belong. It doesn't belong. And maybe if I had covered the whole thing, it might look better. I'm just not a fan of it. But I know that I can make it work because I'm going to layer this in some things and it's going to be fine. But the other thing is you don't have to put it on the stand. Remember I said that. You can just prop him up, tuck him, lean him. He doesn't have to go on a stand. It's completely up to you. And the other thing is you can use this also to create a little bit of balance so that he can stand without this stand. So you have some versatility. It looks really vintage. It kind of does. I love the little face and the cheeks and the nose, like the rosy nose. It's so good. It's so good. But thank you. So this is called the Father Christmas craft kit. There's a chain link down by the comments if you want to get this one. I hope that you do. If not, that's okay. I had fun painting it. It's really cool. So the designer of this one, she made one that's like 4 foot tall. It's humongous. I did not cut the super large one. I cut like the tabletop one because we don't sell a whole lot of super mega large kits. But I almost thought about cutting a super big one to go at my front door and like prop up. But I have a snowman that goes there. And so the girls really like the snowman. I feel like if I cut the Santa and put it there, they would be toting it around. And I'm like, they were already messing with the little Christmas gnomes I got last year at Costco. They were playing with them. Because there's 3. There's the 2 top, they kind of the bodies like wobble. They're really fun. And they were like, Lolly, can we play with these? And I was like, yes, you can play with them. It's fine. And so when she put them back, Avery put them back to where the mom and the dad are holding the little one like it's their baby. She said, those girls are such a hoot. But I really do like this. And I think depending on how you paint, like these trees, because it's kind of like the same style, but you could paint these a little bit different. You can incorporate these trees with this Santa, and I'm talking about these little like shorty trees. I did them more of like a whimsy pastel-y colors, but if I painted them, I would do them more of the colors that can go with this. But you could even like layer it around like a little forest. It's just a lot of fun. I cannot even take it. It's just so much fun. But I love this. It is so nice. Thank you. So, today, I'll go ahead and tell you, I'm going to sit over here for a second. That chair sometimes hurts my back. Today, I worked on Black Friday. I worked on stuff for Black Friday, and I'm not kidding you. I'm really trying to, I'm trying to do so many things different this year that we've never done. That creates interest and makes people excited and people look forward to something. And I know that there is like so much going on right now. There's so much going on. But I will say this. We are going to be doing a lot of things for Black Friday this year on Thursday and Friday. It's 2 days that we've never done before. We're also going to have something on Small Business Saturday. Now, I want to reiterate to everyone, story time, okay? So back when I had my furniture store and we had home decor, we made handmade stuff. Small Business Saturday, I cannot tell you the amount of people that show up for small businesses. It is the one singular day that I feel like true small businesses get paid attention to. And I say this for this reason. So many people only shop small on that day. And I feel like there needs to be like a shift in the way that we do like our shopping and buying. That, yeah, I know small businesses are more expensive than big box stores because look at what it costs them to just operate, you know? And so most people don't realize that small businesses are they're the foundation of how a lot of big businesses became. Look at Hobby Lobby. Hobby Lobby, look at Amazon, look at how so many of these businesses started so small. Chick-fil-A, like there's a lot of small businesses that needed the support of people to be able to grow their businesses. And it takes such a long time to do that. But Small Business Saturday is probably one of the number one, like it was the number one day for us out of the whole year. People would come out in droves to shop small, and it was so important to me. And one of the things that I want to clarify is that Small Business Saturday will not have the same sales and deals and all those things that every other day of the year might have. Small Business Saturday, I have always been a firm believer of is yes, we want to offer our way of saying thank you to our customers, but Small Business Saturday is a way for a customer to really, if they never support a small business, to truly support them. And so if you think about 365 days in a year, and there's all these things that happen and all these promotions, and it's like another day of another sale. And so we won't be doing a whole lot of sales on that day. There will be a few of them. Predominantly, most of our sales are going to be on Thursday and Friday. And I've always done that for most everything that we've done for small business. We would have people that would come into my store and wonder why things aren't like closeout prices. That's not how businesses stay in operation. So if you're shopping small on Small Business Saturday, which is the Saturday directly after Thanksgiving, if you did not know that, please consider shopping small with someone either locally. And it doesn't mean to like necessarily shop local, which you do want to do, but you want to shop small. A lot of like restaurants are small business owned. A lot of little boutiques and barbershops and ice cream places. It's not just like my type of business. There's a lot of small businesses probably in your areas that you don't even know exist. I would have a lot of people come into my store and say, well, did you just open? Honey, we've been here 3 years. Well, I never even come over here. Well, that's obvious. It's like, we don't always get out. We don't always know like what's in our local vicinity. And that's why I like to pay attention to the small businesses around where I live, not just like online small businesses. And then they're not always going to be running these, deep discounts for people. It's a really special and important day. And, we give a lot. I'm speaking for all small businesses, I guess, but I shouldn't. Small businesses give a lot throughout the year, and they give back. They do a lot of promotions. They do a lot of making less, and that's just how it is. That's just the nature of retail. But Small Business Saturday is going to be the immediate Saturday after Thanksgiving, Black Friday, Small Business Saturday, and then you have Cyber Monday. Cyber Monday is the online mecca of shopping. It's just what it is. And Cyber Monday is where people like start going cyber crazy. It's just where it's like a lot of clearance. It's not necessarily like things that are on sale because it's new. It's a lot of like closeout stuff, clearance things, clearing shelves. It's like one of the ways to like depart from overstocks. Okay. So, that's what we typically did. Is Cyber Monday has always been like warehouse sales of like overstocks of things, discontinuations, ways to like shift and merge out of different stuff. But we have a lot planned for 4 days. A lot. And so it's more than I think we've ever done in any other year. And it's very overwhelming. And I have a lot of things written down on a lot of sheets of paper. And so it's been like stuff wrote down, scratched out, started over, new ideas, another idea. And so we are planning on having our Black Friday 2-day event. Okay. So it will start midnight on Thanksgiving, and it will continue through Black Friday at midnight. And then at midnight, Small Business Saturday will take into effect. Now, one of the things that we are doing for Black Friday that we have never done before is we're doing free shipping on orders over $35. Now, the reason I kind of came to this conclusion is because we have recently launched 3 collections of items that are all under like $5 and under. And so, to help people, because we all need to also remember that the postal rates have went up and we're expected to pay, to do free shipping, which is fine. I don't mind offering free shipping to a certain level, but I'm not going to be offering free shipping site-wide. That's not something that I want to do. I have no interest in doing that, but we have looked at what it looks like to offer a reasonable, exciting threshold. And so right now, typically our free shipping is anything over $125, which is, we've had that for like 3 years now. Now, moving into next year, we are going to lower that to orders over $99. We're going to go ahead and make a change. We're going to make that shift because we had a lot more items in our shop that were a lot higher priced. And so it was pretty quick and easy to get to $125 for most people. And now that we have a lot of like smaller price points, it's like someone has to get like 3 times as many items to even meet that threshold. And so we wanted to balance it out a little bit more. And so January 1st, it will switch to orders over 99. And I think that that is pretty fair considering when we get into the holidays, we do things like over $50, over $35. Orders up right now, it's $75. So we're trying to create that little window of like, you know, tiers and, you know, things like that. So while orders over $35 get free shipping may not seem like a big deal to some, it is a huge deal to so many people that don't want to pay shipping. They don't want to pay to ship. Amazon, they don't have to pay Amazon. Why should they have to pay us? Well, because Amazon has a driver. Amazon's going to deliver it to you. And so there's a big difference there, you know? So anyways, we have the postal service and even the postal service doesn't get it right half the time. But nevertheless, we do have, free shipping over $35 for Black Friday. And that is for both days. Every person who orders a kit, a craft kit, is going to get a free craft kit. And it's a special craft kit that is being made just for the free gift. I just cut it and I have to like put it together and glue it together and make the little photos and stuff. But every order will get a free craft kit and it's super cute. And I'm excited. We've never done a free craft kit for anyone. We've done like free napkins, free gift with purchase. But I really wanted to do a free craft kit for people. And so I wanted to be able to not only say, okay, you're getting free shipping over $35. If you order and spend $5, you're going to get that craft kit for free, you know? So when you look at like just those 2 things alone, it's finding ways as a small business to give in the time of giving. And I'm just so thankful that there's no way that I could put a banner that says I'm so thankful. And it just, you know, people understand that appreciation of just how thankful that we are. And the way that we show our thankfulness to everyone is just by trying to be generous to people while also realizing that we just can't give everything away either. So it's really important. And I wanted you guys to know that I'm also working on 12 new kits. I believe 4 of which are only going to be exclusive to Black Friday. So that means I've made a hugger base. It's a super cute window and it's got little shutters on it. It's adorable. You should see it. You haven't seen it yet because I just made it. But I had to figure out how to make a little window with a window box because it's got to make sense, right? It's got to have something for the hugger to sit on. These huggers have probably been, besides the spindle base and the hugger collection, those 2 collections right there have just been mind-blowing. I cannot even keep up with all the requests for new designs. Like I got to get a breather. I need to be able to craft a lot of these things. And I feel like we release it and then I have to go like right back into making something new, you know? And so, I don't know that there will be a lot of huggers for Black Friday, but there is at least 2. And those 2 are going to be included with the window. And so obviously you can imagine it is a window box for huggers. And the window box huggers are versatile to all the other hugger bases, but they are made to look like they're flowers planted there. And they're really cute, and there's 2 of them. And so you're going to be able to get that exclusively on Black Friday. After Black Friday, those 2 huggers are not coming back. So you'll be able to get the window, but you're not gonna be able to get those cute little flowers that go in the window boxes. You know, it's just not, that's part of the fun of Black Friday. And then there's a couple other exclusive inserts that we're going to do for the spindle, and they'll be for the spindle from Black Friday. And then there'll be some kits that we're releasing. There's a dog ornament and a cat ornament that are going to be on Black Friday. I don't know if we'll bring them back afterwards, but they'll definitely be exclusive to those days. And it's just a single dog and a single cat. And I know there's a lot of pet lovers, so I really wanted to do something like that. So I wanted to do an ornament. So I just have been brainstorming like ideas and things like that. And then, you know, on top of everything else that we have going on. So, we really appreciate you, but you know, we're probably in the future going to start phasing out of a lot of the larger wood cutouts because, we just, as soon as we get to the cutouts that are over $20, it's just few and far between. People just don't want to pay $20 for a craft kit anymore. They just don't want to do it. They would rather pay $5 for something that is far smaller and that they can get 15 of. I'm exaggerating here. Versus, you know, we have a few people that get larger things. Like, we sold so many fireplaces today, I cannot even tell you. People did not even know we had the fireplace. They were like, how did I miss that? I'm like, I don't know. It was in July. That's probably why you didn't do the Christmas in July thing. So you probably missed it. We sold so many fireplaces today. The gingerbread, the nativity is, the joy nativity is still really popular. And I will tell you this right now. I cannot tell you how many Christmas gnomes, the original Christmas gnomes that we did, the 3 little gnomes with the, you know, the little pieces that sit on the blocks and it's got the little feet. Like, y'all, can I even tell you how many Christmas gnomes we have cut this year? Spindle trees, I want to say that we've probably sold and cut 700 Christmas trees, like spindle Christmas trees. The cute little snowman on Etsy, I think we have probably sold darn near 1,000 of those suckers. I just probably am exaggerating a little bit, but I'm not kidding you when I tell you every single person who orders in our Etsy shop is buying that cute little snowman. The amount of teachers who have purchased that to be the keepsakes for their crafts for their students. We have a couple of church groups who have bought 60. I have one church group that bought 75 spindle trees. I'm like, how are we going to pack 75 spindle trees? I don't know. It's just been very busy, very overwhelming. And, just trying to stay on top of even doing the new stuff. So our machines are running nonstop and we just had to place another order for our boards, which should be here probably Tuesday. Uline has been to our location more times than they should make deliveries. And our machines really need cleaned. I'm just telling you because they're so bad again. But we don't have time. We just don't have the time right now to clean them. They're just, so you're probably gonna have a little extra flashback on the back of your stuff because it is what it is. We cannot have a down moment. So I just wanted to share that with you guys that I'm working on Black Friday stuff, Small Business Saturday, Cyber Monday, and then, I can't think of anything else. Some new stuff. I do have a list of spring things that I'm making. I have this little notebook that I just start like jotting down little ideas of like trends I'm seeing. That people are already starting to like, list, and as far as like designers and stuff, some of the trends that they're doing, it's a lot of pastel stuff and, like daisies. I'm seeing a lot of daisy stuff, coming out. I don't know why, but Highland cows are like starting to be incorporated in a lot more. And I'm just like, I feel like that's, I don't know how I feel about so much Highland cow stuff when I feel like I don't know, but nevertheless, whimsical and pastel and daisy themed. I was trying to think, like the tartan plaid. I've seen a lot of like the tartan plaid. dandelions. I've seen a lot of designs incorporating dandelions, and which is really, really intricate, detailed cuts, but they're really cute things. I was just looking at like different upcoming spring trends and stuff like that. So I don't know. Anyways, but I've just been really busy, and I don't know that I'll be on here tomorrow, but I will be back on Sunday. Can't remember when the big box snowman ornaments is being shipped out. It is the first week of December, and they're likely shipping on December 2nd. That's our goal, is the first, we always say like the first week of did I say September? It's December. The first week of December, the first week of December, but we have it on our calendar to be shipped on the 2nd. Now, sometimes the post office doesn't want us to come there on a Monday. I would really like to take it on a Monday. And sometimes they're like, you're just going to have to come back tomorrow because we don't take larger drop-offs like this. And it's because it's the start of their week. But our goal is to ship it on the 2nd. And then the craft night is on the 13th and 14th. And then on that Friday, the monthly box ships. So we have a little bit more of a window of time for the Crafty Crate itself because it's the following week. But the one-time box ships on the 2nd. And so I think we had one box left. Pretty sure I think that's all. I think we only had one box left, and y'all didn't have the energy today to just be like, who wants one box? Like, it is what it is. I mean, it is still, we have 15 minutes to midnight. Cause it does close tonight at midnight, Eastern. So if anybody wants that last box, it's a big box. You will get the snowman and the ornaments. You can go grab that one. But otherwise, yeah, those will get shipped on the 2nd. And we're waiting on another box of ribbons to come because like bows, they're pre-made bows for the ornaments because we ran out of bows. And so I had to order those. So they should be here on, I think it said Sunday, probably Monday. But as soon as the bows come, if they're packed before the 2nd, they will go out before that. But we're waiting on some bows because we did the pre-bagged beads, the twine, the bows for the ornaments. And so all those packs have to be completely done before we can pack the boxes, just to make sure that everything is in there. But yeah, so all of those are going to get done on Monday. So if they're done by Friday, we may ship them on Friday. I don't know. It might be a little bit early. It may be like a lot bit early, but I don't know that we're going to get it done by then. We have my dad and my sister are both packing our orders because they have to go out, and we need 2 packers. So we need 2 people packing. But then on top of that, my dad is doing the Crafty Crate, the one-time box, the t-shirt club, and all of the t-shirts, and he's helping my sister pack orders. And now Zach is helping Dylan make all of our files because we just cannot, it's just a lot for one person to do. So anyways, it's a lot, but thanks for hanging out with us tonight. I hope you like I just love it. It's so cute. I just got to show you one more time. Look how cute this is. Look at our Santa. It's so cute. It's like he's like a giant man in the forest. I just love this. Even with the little pastel-y flowers, it's cute. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. I know, Cheryl. We had to put a cutoff date of the 15th, or we will not. Like, if we wait any time past the 15th, we will not be able to meet our deadline of the 2nd. We just won't. And so we had to project, this is the last day. This is the last day for us to be able to say, yes, you're going to get it shipped by the 2nd. If y'all knew how many orders we have right now, you would just be like, how do you do it? We just do. It's what our job is. Thank you, Dana. I appreciate it. So I'm going to let you guys go. Y'all be blessed. Enjoy your weekend. I'm going to enjoy my weekend. I have a few things I have to do. I'm planning on going to Costco tomorrow. I need to get 2 new chairs for the warehouse, like computer chairs. And we buy the gaming chairs because they're super comfy. I have the gaming chair. Mine's white. But Dylan needs a new chair. And Zach needs a new chair at their desks. And I'm telling you, I don't know how they're sitting there, because every time I sit in their chairs, I feel like there's something in my tailbone. And I'm like, I can't sit like this. I cannot do this. And they're definitely worn. So we need to get new chairs. And then I need to pick up a couple of different things at Costco and see what they have as far as like the Christmas, bring out like Christmas gifts and stuff like that. And then one of my porch trees, my little potted trees, the top of it got broke. And so I don't know if they have a set of trees that can go like on either side of your door. I think I got mine at either Hobby Lobby or Walmart. But the whole top half of it is zip tied right now. Like I've got it stuffed down and zip tied. And it's just leaning, and it looks terrible. And so I'm like, I'm so sad, because I think we just got them last year, but something got put on the box and it got broken. So it is what it is. I think it was like $70. Which $70 is a lot, y'all. But so I do have a few things to do. I have the girls' little areas here set up. You're down with COVID. Oh my goodness. So I've got the girls set up here to craft, and I told the girls that their crafts are paint by number. And so I've got their colors sitting here for them to do their crafts this weekend when they come over. So I got the nerdy reindeer and then their trees. And then Riley has hers over here, so they can do those. And so we didn't get to do it this past weekend because they were sick and not feeling good. But they're going to be able to do it this weekend. So Costco has some really nice trees and pots right now. Are they lit up trees? I don't know if you saw the trees I have last year on my front porch. They're almost icy looking, and they're in these squared pots. They're beautiful trees, very full, a lot of lights, and they're about 4 foot tall. They're beautiful. They're right on each side of my front door right now, and they are lit up, and you can put them on a remote. So I can use the remote, and they sync. Like you can sync them, so I can turn them off and on without having to go out to the porch, plug them in, unplug them. I can just hit the remote and turn them off and on that way. But so that is a great feature to have, but I'm definitely going to check out whatever Costco's got. And we also need to get, I'm not going to get groceries tomorrow, but we are due to go for our monthly visit. And I'm just like, can we stretch it to the next week? Because I don't want to go. But then I'm like, oh my God, it's just, no, it's so much, but oh, thank you, Brenda Herbs. I appreciate that. Oh, no lights. I mean, it'll be fine, I'm sure. But y'all be blessed. Thank you again so much. And don't forget, ornaments are half off this weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And I did include personalized, the Santa hat, the tag from last year, like the stocking tag from last year. I went ahead and included it. And I told Dylan, I said, you know what? If you need help, I will help you. Because that was my fear, is that they're going to be half off for a personalized item, and it takes a little bit extra time. But I told him, I said, if we sell a boatload, I will help you. I helped him last year, but we sold like 400 ornaments, like those personalized ornaments last year. So go snag up your ornaments half off. They're half off right now. I don't know that that's going to be what they're going to be for Black Friday. So it is the ornament extravaganza this weekend. And we wanted to do it this weekend because that way we can get them shipped out and people can craft them before, whatever. And then don't forget, our shipping deadline is December 10th. So you have to order by December 10th to guarantee that your order is shipped by December 17th. So that is our deadline. is if you've ordered by December 10th, I don't care if we stay up all night long, every order will be shipped by December 17th, as long as it is placed by December 10th. So that is our cutoff. And I'm done with my announcements. I'm done. I'm so done. Oh my gosh. Do I miss my mother-in-law cooking? Well, she doesn't always cook. That's the misconception. She's a really good cook and she does make a lot of good things, but we all kind of take turns cooking at the house. And so, I will cook, my husband will cook, my sons will cook, April's cooked. Like we all kind of rotate. But what we've missed is it's when she makes the things that we're not supposed to eat, like the brownies and the cookies and the pies and, you know, the little fun stuff that she just kind of whips up. She does a really good job making all the little, like, and no one needs to eat that, like, by no means. But, you know, those are the things we do miss is stuff like that. But yeah, she'll be back on, I think, December 8th. So thank you. You're so welcome, Dawn. You guys are so welcome. You're so welcome. But yes, have a fantastic weekend. I will see you guys on Sunday. And y'all be blessed, be inspired, and check out the Father Christmas old world type of snowman or Santa. And hopefully you snag that one. And I cannot wait to see what you do with it. All right, y'all. Good night.